All right, guys, how are you? Happy Tuesday. We're getting towards the end. I'm going to start by reviewing our video from last week and then move into new stuff from this week. So what could we weigh in the metric system? There's some things that some individuals sent to me. For milligrams, people were talking about feathers or dust. For grams, people were talking about small toys and objects. For kilograms, people were talking about you can weigh yourself, animals, furniture, cars. Naomi was even mentioning her refrigerator. Lots of things you could weigh using these units of measure. Now, to go between one unit of measure and the other, here's our good old King Henry line, because King Henry is back. So before we had King Henry drink my delicious chocolate milk, and my stand for meters, which was the base unit. Now the M is going to stand for grams, which is the base unit. But everything else is pretty much going to be the same. The milk is going to stand for milligram, and the K is going to stand for kilogram. So it's the same type of conversion. So look, if I'm going from grams to milligrams, I'm going 3 place values down. So how many times smaller is a milligram than a gram? It's 1,000 times smaller. So we can say 1,000 milligrams equals 1 gram. We know that when we go to the right, the numbers get bigger because the units get smaller, and when the units are smaller, you need more of them. So now let's try going from gram to kilograms. 1, 2, 3. Also 1,000. A kilogram is 1,000 times larger than a gram, so we can say 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram. So usually when we go in the direction going left, we are dividing and not multiplying because the unit is getting larger, so we need less of them. In this case, we're using the place value chart in the King Henry line in the same way we did when we were doing distance conversions. So let's try one. The average person weighs 80.7 kilograms. How many grams is that? Okay, so grams here is the base unit where my is. And here the king is kilograms. So here, let me erase this so I can see. I have 80.7 kilograms. Okay, so now how many times smaller is that than a gram? 1,000, because I'm multiplying 10 times 10 times 10. So I could do a couple of things. We're going to use place value. If I'm multiplying by 1,000, 80.7 times 1,000, I'm going 3 place values down from the decimal. So let's try it. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to put the decimal. So how many grams is it? 80,700 grams. Okay? Now, a hippopotamus weighs 1,560,000 grams. So let's put that here. How many kilograms does it weigh? So let's see, how many place values or how many spots am I moving up? I'm going 1, 2, 3. That's 1,000. But kilograms are larger than grams, so my number gets smaller. So in this case, instead of multiplying by 1,000, I am dividing by 1,000. So let's try it. divided by 1,000. So let's look at that. How many zeros can I take away? Well, I could take away 3 here. 1, 2, 3. So I could take away 3 here. So how many kilograms is it? 1,560 kilograms is the weight of the hippopotamus. Here is our Bucky's challenge for today. A husky gave birth to 3 puppies. This is what Bucky looked like when he was little. The first puppy weighed 5 1/10 kilogram. The second weighed 206 grams less than the first. The third puppy weighed 2/10 of a kilogram more than the second. What is the total weight of the litter in grams? How much more did the heaviest puppy weigh than the lightest one? Go ahead and pause and write down things you notice and wonder about this problem. Here are some of my notices and wonders. The first puppy weighs 5 1/10 kilograms. The second puppy weighs 206 grams less than the first puppy. The third puppy weighs 2/10 kilograms more than the second puppy. We want the puppy's weight in grams. Some wonders. To convert from kilograms to grams, will my number get bigger or smaller? How can I use the King Henry chart to help me? Here is the problem. I'm going to have you pause and solve it on your own, and I'm going to leave the question up here so you don't have to scroll backwards in the video, and go ahead and take your time and solve this problem. All right, so I put the question up here so that we can use the King Henry chart to help us. It said a husky gave birth to 3 puppies. The first puppy weighed 5.1 kilograms. The second puppy weighed 206 grams less than the first, and the third puppy weighed 2/10 kilogram more than the second. We know the problem is asking that we want the total weight of the puppies in grams. So we got to convert this to grams. So let's start with puppy number 1. Puppy number 1 weighs 5.1 kilograms, and we want to take that to grams. So I'm looking. How many times smaller is it? There's 3 10s. It's 1,000 times smaller. So for puppy number 1, okay, I can do 5.1 times 1,000. Or I can take 5.1, 5 1/10, and move the decimal back 3 spaces. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and add zeros, and the puppy is going to weigh 5,100 grams. Okay, so we know the weight of puppy number 1. It said the second puppy weighs 206 grams less than the first puppy. Well, we know the first puppy in grams, so if they weigh 206 grams less, we can take 5,100 grams, and since it's saying less, can subtract away 206 grams to get the weight of the second puppy. All right, so let's do this. I can't take 6 away from 0, so I can decompose from this 1, make this a 10, it's going to be a 9, 10 minus 6 is 4, 9 minus 0 is 9, can't take 2 away from 0, I'm going to decompose from the 4, make this a 10, 10 minus 2 is 8, and then I have a 4. So the second puppy, and you can check it even if you used a calculator, I wouldn't be upset, because that's not the point. Here is the second puppy weighs 4,894 grams. Now it says the third puppy weighed 0.2 kilograms more than the second. So the first thing we got to do is we got to take 0.2 of a kilogram and convert it into a gram. So it's the same thing. Going 1, 2, 3 times. I'm going down 3 times, so it's 1,000 times smaller. So I can do for the third puppy, I have 0.2 times 1,000. That's how much more the third puppy is going to weigh. Or I can take this, I can move it down 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to get 200. Okay, so the third puppy weighs 200 grams more than the second puppy. So in which case, if it's more, what operation should I do? I should add. So if this is the weight of the second puppy, and then I'm adding 200 more grams, I get 5,094 grams. So these are the weights of the 3 puppies. Now, to answer our question, the problem had 2 situations. One, they want to know the total weight of all the puppies in grams. So I'm just going to add those numbers up. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to add 5,100 plus 5,094 plus 4,894. Just adding a normal addition problem. 4 plus 4 is 8. 9 plus 9 is 18. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 8 is 10. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 5 is 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. So the weight of all the 3 puppies together is 15,088 grams. 15,088 grams. Now, I just dropped my papers all over the place that I was preparing for this video, but it's okay, I'm back. Now, the last question is asking you what is the difference between the weight of the largest puppy and the smallest puppy. So puppy number 1 is the largest, 5,100, and puppy number 2 is the smallest at 4,894. So we're just going to subtract to find the difference. 5,100 minus 4,894. And And all I want to do is subtract the difference. And to me, yes, it's a good practice of your subtraction skills, but I honestly just want to make sure that you really know how to do it. And if you realize you sort of already did this problem a little bit backwards to figure it out, but anyway, the difference between it is 206 grams between the largest puppy and the smallest puppy, okay? So what are my reflections for today? To move from kilograms to grams, it is best to use the King Henry chart and follow the rules of place value. 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams, or we can say, not saw, a gram is 1,000 times smaller than a kilogram. So here are your follow-up questions. You have a gram, a milligram, and a kilogram. So it says a female gorilla weighs 68 kilograms. How much does she weigh in grams? And convert 6 8/100 grams to milligrams. Questions. If you have any questions about what I talked about in the video, please let me know by emailing me your responses or messaging me on Dojo. Also, remember, all of you have a Google Meets meeting with me sometime this week. Can't wait to see you there. Have a great day, guys. Bye. In honor of the Bucky's Challenge being about puppy huskies, I decided to do a throwback to Bucky as a puppy. So these are pictures of Bucky as a puppy, and then some of him now. In my opinion, he was pretty cute, and he still is.